Welcome back to a new video. This is episode 13 and the end of week 2 of the Weightlifting.Ai. I do suppose on the app it would say it's the end of week 3, but the first week on the app was only one day, so not really a full week. But this was a pretty decently easy session. I had to kind of rush through it a little bit just because I had gone to the gym with my roommate and he's not going to do as many different exercises as I'm going to do. And I normally take a while to lift anyway, especially when there's a lot of sets to do. But the session started out very similar to last Saturday, to where I had, I think, almost all of the same movements. I'm trying to think back to that day. I think just about everything was the same. But I started out with block power snatch, and I was able to get up to 95 kilos was the top set, where I missed on a third rep. And the reason I did, they were just supposed to be doubles. The reason I did the third one is just because I wasn't happy with the first rep of that set. I felt like I could have done it better, so I tried it for a third and I ended up missing it. But it's not too big of a deal because I had a bunch of doubles on that, and you know, it's a variation, so no big deal. Then after that, I moved to the front platform just because it was open, and did it was no hook, no feet, clean plus pause jerk, and I was able to go up to 110 on the last set. It's a pretty easy movement, but I feel like it's one that once I get to a certain weight, it will feel impossible to do, because of the no hook portion. I believe with the no foot clean I've done up to 150 kilos. Maybe that's maybe only 143. I've definitely done more than 140 with the no foot clean. As far as no hook cleans, I have no idea what is possible for me in that movement. I would imagine more than 110 because that still felt pretty easy, but it feels a little odd to do it with the no hook and the no feet. The pause jerks, I wasn't too happy with how they looked, but it's a variation, so as long as I'm trying to minimize the stretch reflex, I'm kind of getting the idea of the movement, but I think I can do those a little bit better. After the clean and jerk complex, I had a bunch of back squats. I think it was originally supposed to be 8 singles at 185 kilos, and I didn't feel like using my belt or my good sleeves, and the weights were still moving well, so I was happy with that. I did 5 singles, and then I wanted to expedite the workout a bit, so I did a triple on the last one to just get the volume in. It was a pretty easy triple, surprisingly. I figured it would feel pretty hard after doing the 5 singles, and I don't know, it just felt pretty easy, so I was happy with that. And then the last 2 exercises were push press and some snatch pulls. Push presses were up to 111 kilos, and I had a couple doubles with that. I was real happy I'd be able to get all those. And then the pulls were at 150 kilos, which it was supposed to be 4 doubles, and I just combined it just to expedite the workout to being 2 sets of 4, just because pulls are easy. But I was happy with those, and overall happy with the week of training. Obviously I hit the training PR total with the previous session, so obviously that's, you know, as good as it gets as far as a training week can go, and kind of ended the week on a positive note and had productive work done. I didn't do any accessory work on this day, just so I can get done, so I could have got done training faster. Today is Sunday when I am recording this, and I do plan on training today. The next week of training is a deload week, which I think the last time I did a deload type training week was before my last competition, so it's been a couple months. I don't generally like to do deloads. The nice thing is that the training is still the same, I suppose. It's just some lighter weights. What I might make adjustments with is I might push some of the weights up a little bit and then adjust the reps. So maybe instead of doing triples in the snatch today, I might push up a little bit heavier, but I don't know, we'll see. Like today on Monday, or the Monday workout, it's supposed to be like triples at 94 kilos in the snatch, which doesn't sound very exciting, but a lot of the work will be easy. So one of the goals I have for this week is to really kind of push on the accessories and really kind of, I suppose, be more aggressive with those, since I know there's not going to be a lot of heavy lifts during the week. Like the back squats are only up to 150 kilos. There still is the big Friday on Friday, so I do have that session to look forward to. And then I think the last couple weeks will be kind of that peak towards the end of the year. I don't know how the last couple weeks will look, but it is a 7-week block, and it does peak me for the end of the calendar year. So hopefully, you know, I've already hit a PR training total, so hopefully I can hit another one at the end of the training cycle, and just keep pushing that number up closer to 300 kilos. That would be really cool to be able to get by the end of the year. I don't know if that is going to be possible, but I suppose we'll see with that. A little outside of the gym news as far as the car thing goes. It's going to kind of throw a wrench into some of my training a little bit because I am going to take my car tomorrow to get an estimate for it, which I'm going to do after work, and then figure out when I'm going to train. So I might train at the house, even though it's going to be super cold. I might actually have to do that, which is nice to have that ability, so I'm not at the gym, at 8 o'clock at night trying to train. I can save some time and do a session at my house, especially because it's going to be pretty light. Looking at my Tuesday session, it's similar to my Monday one, so just some squat reps and light work. So I should be able to force myself to do that out in the shed. But after I get the estimate, after talking to the car guy, I think he said it would be 5 days before I'd be able to get the car in. So that would put me about Saturday from when I'd be able to put the car into the shop. And once I have a definitive date of when I'm going to get the car taken into the shop and a time estimate of how long I will be waiting for the car to be fixed, I will be able to get a rental and be able to figure that out. So my most likely case scenario is that once I take the car in tomorrow for the estimate, that later in the week at some point I'll be able to get a rental. Since I'm just driving to work, which is only 5 minutes away, I'm not really too urgently in need of one, but I definitely do want to have one when the car is in the shop. So hopefully it's quicker than the 5 days. I can take it in during the week and have a quicker turnaround, but if not, then I'll have to figure that out as the week goes. This is the last full week before Thanksgiving. Next week my school is off Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, so that will change some of the sessions as far as when I'm able to do them. My plan when I go home is to train up at Rubber City, which is near where I'm from. Hopefully get a session up there on Thursday and or Friday, depending on when I'm going to drive home. Most likely I'll drive home Wednesday night, so I'll have a normal day of training Wednesday, and then maybe not train Thursday. That's something I know I have a lot of blank space at the end. I do apologize for that. That's something that I'm trying to be strategic about, is using that day off, not necessarily on Sunday, but on a Wednesday or Thursday, to help prepare myself for a big Friday. But also that's usually when I kind of need one during the week, whether it's through work stress or just training stress. I like it to be on that day, but I also don't feel like changing it in the app to guarantee that Thursday's off, because sometimes, like this week's a deload week, I can kind of do whatever I want with sessions and kind of move things around as I need. So make those adjustments, but hopefully this week of training, it's actually pretty good that this week's a deload week anyway because of the car stuff. So if I do have to do some training sessions in the cold, I'll be able to do those without too much worry. But that's going to be it for this one. Hopefully you all made it this far, and if you did, I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you all in the next one. Peace.